Welcome back to Callahan's Corner, where you ask questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook. So one of the questions that was submitted today in the Service Autopilot users group, I'm going to read right off my phone here and take a look at it here. So bear with me 1 second. And it is... Kathy's looking. I want to undertake an analysis of our stop times by service, and I can't seem anywhere that provides the ability to show the actual start and end dates of the jobs or actual duration for the service by team. How can I access this data? Well, great question, Kathy. We went back and forth. I wanted to actually go out and get a little more detail in that. So one of the other things that Kathy was looking at is that it seemed like she did not want to take the data from inside Service Autopilot and export it into an Excel sheet and do that data. So as we're looking at Service Autopilot, and one of the recent updates, and I would say in the last 12 to 18 months, their new report center has added on to the original report center. So I'm going to dive in and show you the original report center, the new report center, and then dive into Kathy's question. How do we go in and create a job costing analysis or job costing per team, per service for probably the whole year with the start and stop time? So before we do that, I'm going to open up the screen here, as we always do with Callahan's Corner, and dive into this here. So bear with me, and we are going to share out the screen. And if you have any comments or questions on the recorded version or the live version, feel free to answer that. If Kathy, if you happen to be on this live version, if you want to type any comments in there, I'm happy to answer them as we go. So first thing I want to take a look at here is the foundational workflow. So the thing we're looking at here is called the closeout day screen. And this can be found under scheduling dispatch jobs. So basically in a workflow model, the dispatch board gets all the jobs ready to go. We order them and have a crew assigned to them. We dispatch them. The guys and girls are out in the field, hopefully using the mobile app, either the team app or the legacy app. I'm going to personally recommend the legacy app. It's what we use in my company for quite a few years. Well, more than quite a few. And what we're going to do is have them clock in and out of the start and stop time for the drive time. That's going to give them GPS directions to the job. Then we're going to go back in and clock in and out of each job. That is the first part. Then when those jobs are done, hopefully through the mobile, if not on a hard copy paper, somebody in the office is going to be typing in the start and stop times. So this is the actual time when they were on the job, clocking in and out of the job. In addition, if they clock in and out of drive time, and we go into the employee record and set up their labor with labor burden, we'll see on one of the reports where it actually shows you the labor cost with labor burden for the non-billable drive time, and then it shows a separate cost effect for during the actual job. So this is actually very important to take a look at for your job costing and analysis of these jobs. So we may be extremely profitable on site, but we're losing our shirt because of our mobilization. So what we're going to do here, first thing is, and I probably said it once already, but I'm going to say it again because it's very, very important in my opinion, is closeout day screen is the most important screen in all of Service Autopilot. Hands down, in my opinion. This even trumps automations and everything else that we do. Reason being is this is the last time a physical person can review the start and stop times for your job costing and raising your prices. If you're running payroll, this is the last time that you could do payroll based on the start and stop times if you're doing a piece rate or pay for performance. And the last thing is we want to make sure that we have budgeted time and a price down the line here, because if we don't, we can miss some billing. So as a certified advisor, we go into several hundred Service Autopilot accounts a year. And at this point, probably every other month, we go into several hundred accounts. And you would be shocked at the amount of businesses that don't have a price for some of their services, and they're not billing them out. They're missing revenue. So the last thing we want to do is make sure we have good data before we go into this report is the start and stop times. Do they make sense? Are they over a minute? Do they line up from 10 to 12, 1 to 145, 11 to 33? I'm not seeing any overlap. I got 9 to 9:25 and 2 to 2:30. So it looks visually each day. I want to sweep through that and look at that. And then job times vary. When you click at that clock, you can actually see the resource and if their times were different or if there was some issues here. that 1 a.m. to 1 a.m. obviously is an error. So this is where you want to go back to your GPS or take a look at and change these times before we actually finish these jobs out. Other things for best practice while we're here is under columns, I'm going to suggest we go into variance, and I want to go into actual hours. So if you have a more than a one-person crew, the actual hours is going to give you the budget versus actual, not the hours times 2 or 3 or 4 guys or girls. And now we've got our budgeted hours at 7.6 and our actual is 7.9. So we were 0.3 hours over budget in this scenario. So this is the foundational information that we need, in my opinion, to be successful before we go into the report that Kathy asked about. So now we're going to be going into the report center right here and pulling this up. And this is going to go in and give us the ability to go in and grab some reports. So I've preloaded a report that I want to go into here. And this is the SimpleGrowth job costing report. So this was the question I think that was asked on Callahan's Corner specifically that, well, I've got to pull this all out in Excel and do some additional data entry or data scraping. Well, you really don't. So what we've got here is we've got our assigned resource. We've got the date, the service address, the service name, and the budgeted hours. We've gone in and created some logic in here to check the budgeted hours. So if there's no clock in or clock out time, we check the budgeted hours. We check the actual hours because those are in correspondence with the budgeted hours. We're going to check the actual revenue. So if we're not charging anything, we need to check that as well. And this is also here. So anything in this custom report that I built basically goes in and checks the data. So if you look at this account here, the team clocked in from 1:49 p.m. to 2:49 p.m. The assigned resource was just Chad. That was a one-person team. Or down here, MC1 is a crew for a lawn mowing example, fictitious date, obviously. We've got clock in and clock out for these 2 jobs, but no clock in and clock out for the 3rd job. So this report, the way it's built out, checks out these data points for you. Now, as we scroll to the right, we have labor cost and drive time effect. You'll notice in this test account, there's a lot of zeros in here. But on this account, we had a labor cost effect, but no drive time cost effect. So this crew didn't clock in and out of drive time. That's why we're missing that data. So I'm going to scroll down and see if we have any examples here. So I've got this one here on 720 where I've got the budgeted dollars per man hour. So my goal is $55 per hour. My labor cost effect for on-site was $286, and then my drive time cost effect. So that's based on clocking in and out of the mobile. So if you're wondering why in this test account there's zeros in some of these, that's because there was no data in to have no data out. So if you're watching this live or recorded, what you really want to do is be able to go in and go under Teams Employees and set that up. So we're going to take a quick look at my test Callahan account, our employee, I'm sorry. And once we get to the top, we're going to hit Edit. And then we're going to go in and under the Job Costing Payroll tab, even if you're not running Payroll and Service Autopilot, this is a data point that the reports are running off of. So you want to be able to go in and edit that and add your labor with labor burden. So your labor burden is going to be certain things such as workman's comp, FICA, unemployment, holiday pay, and a handful of other things. So what you want to do is if you don't know what that is for your employee, you want to go in and get your labor burden, and then that labor burden is a percentage of the dollar, and that's going to be multiplied by their hourly rate. So on the left-hand side of the screen, we're going to have the hourly rate of say like $15, and then the labor or the hourly wage and the overtime wage, time and a half, would be multiplied by your labor burdens at 16 or 15 bucks. It probably equate to be around 20 bucks. So kiddos are crushing the internet in the neighborhood here. So hopefully this is still live here, and I'll try to come back to that in a minute. But the idea is when you have those data points under Job Costing Payroll in there, those numbers come up. Now, the last thing is we put a desired 55 bucks per hour. And obviously, you can go all the way out to have 30 stops here for the whole entire season based on this client. But basically, what you have here is it based at 55 bucks an hour if my dollar per hour revenue generation was lower than 55. This sheet here tells you need to raise your price X amount of dollars on average per visit. So all these ones here fictitiously hit their hourly goal. Now, obviously this one has some bad data, but if this was a one-time, say, landscaping job, it's basically saying the first two jobs here of the three hit their hourly threshold goal. But this one here did not, and we needed to raise the price by 73, or it was off on average. We needed to raise that by $2,400. So the idea in a basic example, and I'm not saying you need to go into Excel to do this, but make it a little easier comparison, is what the per customer and taking the actual revenue total. So that's what we're charging per visit: lawn care, home cleaning, pest control, doesn't matter. And this is our actual revenue per dollar man hour, 54 and 60. So those are the start and stop times on the closeout day screen. So that's why it's very important we have good data in, good data out. Now, inside Service Autopilot's report center, we're doing all this here with the averages. So on average here, we were making $57.30. So if, just like in the Service Autopilot sheet, we plugged in 60, we were about $2.70 below our hourly goal. What the sheet says here is we need to raise our price by $2.56 per visit on average to hit a $60 an hour goal. And that's exactly what this sheet is doing, where it's saying what the average increase was. So none of these prices need to be raised at 55 bucks an hour. And then the other one needed to be raised a few bucks here. Now, obviously, there's some bad data in here, but you get the idea. This will tell you how much you need to raise your prices if you're not hitting your hourly goal of, say, 55 bucks an hour, shown in this example here. And this can take all 30 or 40 stops the whole entire year for you. So I'm going to try to go back in really quickly and just show you in the report center. If you don't want to create your own analysis to do this, there are some reports you can export to Excel and stick into a sheet like this. So this is what you're seeing in the original form is the SimpleGrowth KPI and accountability package. So we do a daily and weekly analysis of every job you've done. And then we do in July, and at the end of the year, we do a job cost report to let you know how much you have to raise those prices on each individual account with no motion to hit your hourly goal going into, say, 2021. Now, this little toaster icon here is a great little resource here for you, because if you don't want to build your own reports, Assay's done that for you. So the similar report that we're looking at is the job costing report. And we go in there and we plug in some data, and it will narrow that down for you based on the service or team or time frame. So there's a couple different things we can dial into that. So that's going to be your friend here as well. So start and end date for job costing report, and then job cost summary is the identical report when you export it that comes out in this sheet here. So and we can go in by resource and service, just like Kathy asked. But this one here would have to be exported to Excel and write your own formulas. I recommend making them in SA like we did with our KPI report, and putting some logic in there to check the data so it can kind of scrub and clean up that data for you on a daily and weekly basis, so you don't have to get to the end of the year and have an issue of bad data and you have to delete or manipulate some of that data in the past, not when you should be doing it in the present. So hopefully, Kathy, that helps, but that is how we tackle that in Service Autopilot to get that granularity. Once again, really make sure we've got good data in, good data out on the closeout day screen. We go into the report center and we go out and build an analysis, and that analysis is the foundational data table that can be built into a report. If anybody has any questions around this, please drop a message, or if you're interested in how to do this with a little help from SimpleGrowth for our KPI and accountability package that tracks your daily, your weekly, actual versus budget for all your crews, and then at least twice a year we run that job costing for you automatically to show you where you need to raise your prices with no emotion. So hopefully that was helpful. Callahan's Corner, you ask the questions, we answer them live right here on Facebook. We'll see you again tomorrow with another pre-submitted question.